For Honor is a game I have some experience on. And with my time and knowledge on this game, I have learned something. The perk system is just weird. For those who do not know, perks were not always in the game. You used to be able to just change the stats of your gear to buff and nerf any stats you wanted. I don't have evidence of this with me, but you can look it up anywhere online and find it. With the Marching Fire expansion, they added the perk system to make gear more understandable and to create transparency while you're in a game to better understand what your teammates and enemies have. This isn't a terrible idea. Perks were initially designed to be just slightly weaker versions of tier 1s, enough to make small gameplay impacts, but not crazy enough to be game-changing or meta. Some perks fit this description. They are very well balanced. Some are absolutely useless. Some are downright oppressive. The idea of this video is to redesign the perk system by introducing new ones and reusing concepts of existing perks to create a new system to hopefully balance everything out. To begin, perks are split into 3 different categories. You have offensive perks, defensive perks, and assist perks. When Ubisoft actually put thought into their characters' classes and perks, they would usually assign these based off of the character's class and or playstyle. Assassins usually got very offensive perks, heavies would usually get defensive or assist perks, vanguards would get a mix of offensive and defensive, and hybrids would either get full assist or a mix of multiple. We're going to stick to the 3 category system, with the idea that offensive perks will strictly deal with dealing damage or getting kills, defensive perks will deal with survival and playing objectives, and assist perks will also deal with playing objectives and general team play. The goal of creating these new perks is to create even opportunities for all 3 categories to provide some kind of benefit in the same scenario, but you would have different results depending on the perk category. Let me start with my first set of perks, and we'll go from there. The first set is going to be simple, and it's based off the existing perks Remedy and Devour. The idea is to provide the opportunity for all 3 categories to provide a small 10 health bonus, each one following the assumed role of the category. With this concept, a defensive perk user would get 10 health upon capturing a zone or an offering, an offensive user would get 10 health after executing an opponent, and an assist user would get 10 health upon a hero kill or revive. The general concept with my idea here and going forward is to allow all 3 roles to gain access to a similar buff or a unique buff given the same circumstances. So in this instance, all 3 different classes will have access to get 10 health. It would just correlate with their playstyle. To continue, we'll look at my second perk set, which is based off the existing perks Galestorm and Radiant Rebound. The concept is to allow all classes to access a quick short duration speed boost, again for playing into their role. For a defensive perk user, this would happen after they were to capture a zone or an offering. For an offensive perk user, this would apply after killing an enemy hero. And for an assist user, this would happen upon respawning or being revived. For my third perk set, we will take inspiration from Bastion to create perks that directly correlate with playing on an active zone. For defense, we will keep the active Bastion the way it is with just a 10% damage resistance. For offense, we will change that into a 10% attack buff. And for assist perks, we will make it to where feats will regen 10% faster while you're in an active zone. For my next set of perks, we will take inspiration from the existing perk Rising Dawn and Shields Up to create perks that correlate with reviving teammates and granting them additional buffs. For defensive perk users, a revived ally will gain 35 health shield for 15 seconds after being revived. For an offensive perk user, it will grant the revived teammate a 20% lifesteal for 15 seconds. And for assist users, the ally is revived up to 75% health, just like current Rising Dawn. For my next perk set, we're going to take inspiration from perks like Supersonic and Vengeful Barrier, which assist people with revenge. Supersonic, in my opinion, is a very useless perk in 99% of circumstances, so I'm not going to borrow anything from it. Vengeful Barrier is actually quite the opposite and is extremely strong, and I think for that reason, it should be changed in a way to make it not as oppressive, as it can be stacked with damage reductions that can just make it very unfun to play against. For defensive perk users, you would simply regain 20 health the second you pop Revenge, so it would essentially be just a weaker version of Thrilling Comeback. For offensive perk users, you would gain an additional 15% damage buff that would stack with your Revenge. And for assist users, your Revenge would last 1 extra second to allow for more stalling time. My next perk set takes inspiration from perks like Bulk Up and Endurance, which level up your skills as you progress and level up in the match. For defensive perk users, you would gain a 4% movement speed buff with 2% for each corresponding level, totaling up to 10%. The idea of this is to help these heavier heroes rotate more quickly throughout the map. For offensive perk users, they would gain a 5% stamina cost reduction with 3% for each corresponding level, totaling up to 14%. Kind of like Endurance as it is now. And for assist perk users, they would gain a 10% increase to health regeneration in owned zones, with each corresponding level giving 5%, totaling up to 25% health regeneration speed in owned zones. My final perk concept set is based off of perks like Headhunter and Bulk Up, which allow you to gain additional health on top of your existing health pool as you play throughout the match. For defensive perk users, they would gain +4 health upon zoner offering captures, and upon capturing a healing zone or ending zone congestion, they would gain an extra 2 health. For offensive perk users, they would gain +2 health upon just getting a hero kill or execution. And for assist users, they would gain 3 health for every renown level and +4 health for reviving an ally. All 3 of these would max out at 16 health to prevent any crazy numbers. With that last set, this is my concept for reworking and improving For Honor's perk system. If you stuck around this far, let me know what you think, and I greatly appreciate you watching through the video. I apologize if the mic quality or editing is a bit stale. I'm making this on Share Factory on my PlayStation because I don't have a computer or real editing software. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Except you VG players, y'all can just stay home.